Well, hello and welcome back to Allthemodium 7. Let me take these things. Well, I'm not gonna take it out. I'm just gonna hide them because I wanna have a little chat with you today. Today's episode is gonna be a little bit different. No. I'm not mad for this. Today's episode is gonna be a little bit different because today we're gonna talk about things I wish I knew before I started playing Allthemodium 7. Look at that sunset. It's looking pretty cool. So yeah, this is gonna be pretty interesting. Fun. I'm kind of embarrassed about this one, but number 1, FTB Ultimine. Yeah, I didn't know that things existed, and I regret it because it's super OP. What does FTB Ultimine does? Well, it actually lets you mine and chop and basically break everything really, really fast. You don't need special tools or anything. You just need to hold a special button that activates the FTB Ultimine. As you can see in the top left corner, FTB Ultimine is active and is set up for small square, but there's different shapes. If you just want to get the most resources, it's shapeless. I'm gonna show you in the forest down below. As you can see here, even though I'm using just my hand, this will take ages to chop a lot of logs. But with the FTB Ultimine, I just hold the button, I mine it, and when I'm done, it drops every single log. And it's also very cool because this doesn't allow you the possibility of living like floating trees. I know that everyone hates that. So yeah, FTB Ultimine it's amazing. It's amazing. Probably a lot of you guys were screaming through the first episodes. Yeah, it was very obvious. I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, FTB Ultimine, very cool. Use it. Set a keybind so that it's easier to use because the default keybind is above tab and it's very weird. I used a keybind in my mouse. But yeah, very cool. On to the next one. The next thing in the list, number 2, is something that's very useful because in Minecraft you need to use a lot of tools for different purposes. Sometimes you need to mine, sometimes you need to chop, sometimes you need to kill something, and you cannot just carry all the time a pickaxe, a shovel, an axe, a sword. But what if you can? And by not taking spaces in your hotbar, as you can see, I don't have much things in my inventory, but still I have all my useful tools. That's because I have a belt. This is another one that probably is very familiar for people that have played all the mods before, but it was made apparent to me very late. But since I first started using it, I cannot stop using it. It's very, very cool. You can carry your two type of pickaxes in there perfectly. You can carry them on pickaxe, a diamond shovel. I even have a diamond hoe just because. I barely use that. Some things to set up other mods, a building gadget, which is pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff. So yeah, use the belt. Don't be like me. Don't be like me and use the belt. Because it's very cool and it lets you get free spaces in your in the hotbar, so you can use them to do other cool stuff. The next thing on the list is something that I wish I had in vanilla Minecraft. I think everyone wishes we had in vanilla Minecraft, and that is backpacks. This simple backpack, well, this is rated to diamond backpack, but it's not that hard to make. It's very, very cool. We can actually check the recipe, just so you can see that it's actually not that hard to make. You're gonna need leather. I'm also with this tip, with this thing I need, and I wish I knew. I also recommend that the first thing you do in Allthemodium 7, after you set up a start base, it's setting up a cow farm because you're gonna need a lot of leather for lots of things. The belt uses leather, and to add pouches you need more leather. The backpack uses leather, and to add like these augmentations that let you do crazy stuff. Like, let me take my backpack. Let me equip it. Let me equip it. Right now I just press B and I open my backpack, and as you can see, it has lots of storage, which is pretty cool, and it's on the go. But also it has a crafting table integrated, smoking furnace and a stone cutter, which is pretty useful because what is that doing there? Okay, because it's pretty useful because you can basically have all your crafting things on the go, which is pretty cool. I like it very much, and I recommend you use it a lot. Wow, let's go into the next thing. Right now, I'm in the sky. And as you can see, there's like a little tower there. Ignore the big tower that I built. There's a little tower here. What is that? Well, that's sort of like a roguelite dungeon. I'm just called it dungeons because I don't think they have enough roguelite elements, but they're very cool. And I cannot stress this enough, I recommend a lot that you go in there and fight. Don't be scared. I mean, yes, there's gonna be mobs and the like, but to be honest, fighting is not that hard with all the mods and all the things you have. And also, they give you so many good things. In the beginning, we didn't even have to mine iron, and we already had full iron armor just because of the dungeons. Also, they give you some stuff that you're gonna use later. And it's pretty cool. I'll still have some things that I collected from this dungeon that I haven't still used because they are way ahead on other mods that I haven't used yet. So they are pretty cool for stacking up on things. And if you have your backpack, taking the things from the back from the dungeon into the backpack and then to your base, it shouldn't be that hard to in 2 rounds complete the dungeon and take all of the things that are in there. And they are pretty cool. Yeah. Also, they're a pretty good source for libraries because at the beginning, you're going to need to make your enchanting table because you're going to need some enchantments for some of the stuff you want to do in this mod pack. And the dungeons, they most of them have libraries splattered around them. It's no ignoring the snow kiddo that is flying around in a witch broom.
Sorry.
But yeah, they have lots of libraries that you can take with you. You probably won't have a Seal Touch pickaxe or a Seal Touch axe to take them fully, but you can just break them and take the books. The locks and the wood is easy to take, easy to make. So you just need the books. So yeah, dungeons, they're pretty cool. They're a cool experience. Even if you're more advanced, I still recommend you going there because they are a cool experience. You fight mobs, you go in these cool looking places because they are actually pretty cool looking. They have pretty cool looking decorations. They have discs. They have special armor, special enchantments. They are very cool. I recommend them a lot. So let's go into the next one. The next one is a really big one. Now, at number 5, we have DiamondSight. This is a charm of DiamondSight, but with the first stack that you make of potions of DiamondSight, you're gonna be able to make a charm of DiamondSight. So I actually recommend to go directly and try and make the charm because the charm it's toggable. So toggable, yeah, you can turn it off and turn it on. You can toggle it. So why do we need these things? DiamondSight, and there's a lot of variations from those. You can see there's also coal sight, iron sight, redstone sight, lapis sight. You basically can mine most of the things with these DiamondSight charm and DiamondSight potions. So I recommend a lot that in the beginning you rush diamonds or at least rush the nether portal and go ahead and go into the nether and find another fortress. So you can make an potion brewery station so you can make the DiamondSight potions because they are super powerful. Just look, I just activated, and as you can see, I can see the diamonds. They're basically cheats. They're basically cheats, but cheats that are a part of the mod, and I think they are integrated pretty well because you need to do some stuff to get them to function, and they have their limitations, but they are really really cool, and I feel like you should be using them. I never I've never been low on diamonds in this playthrough because of these things. Well, at first, at the beginning, I'm gonna touch on something about resource managing and resource getting a little bit further. It's even crazier than X-ray. No worries, Nokito, you can do your stuff. Now that we're talking about brewery, potions, and magic of the like, I'm gonna recommend that you always have with you at the beginning a flower pouch. The flower pouch is not that hard to make, and it's gonna be pretty useful, obviously for getting flowers, but especially for getting mystical flowers are gonna be pretty useful in lots of recipes that you're gonna need to advance in some of the magical stuff that you can do with this mod. It's pretty cool, and also this flower pouch can be just put on your elf hand, or even it can be put on your curious. It can be put in the curious, or not. Well, it can be put in your off hand, and if your on hand is gonna automatically take all the flowers you're collecting, and they're gonna be put inside the flower pouch, which is pretty awesome and pretty cool. And I assure you, at the beginning think there's a lot of flowers, everything I need to get to do the things I need to do is gonna be available when I need it. Yeah, it's gonna be available, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass getting it. So I truly recommend using the a flower pouch to get all the flowers you need. Snow Keto is confirming that it's a pain in the ass getting all the flowers you need. So yeah, the flower pouch, pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one. Moving on to number 7. This that I'm holding right here, it's not gold. It's a better ingot than even netherite. It's called Allthemodium, and it's the first tier of ingots that you can get with all the mods 7 that are better than netherite, because you actually have Allthemodium, then you have vibranium, and then you have unobtainium, which are pretty crazy ores. I don't know if you didn't notice, but a tool that you make with an Allthemodium, it's unbreakable. It will never break. It's a tool that never breaks. You will not need mending. You will not need XP grinders to repair it. It's just basically unbreakable. So yeah, Allthemodium, pretty cool. But the thing is that it's very scarce. It only spawns in mountain biomes and only above certain altitudes. It also spawns in dripstone caves and lush caves, which I find easier to find. So every time you see Allthemodium, mark it. Trust me, you want to do this. Mark it. Do not forget to mark it, because it's going to be horrible when you get to the point where you can mine Allthemodium with your netherite pickaxe and you do not know where to look. So yeah, mark your Allthemodium. It's very cool. It's very useful. Right now I have a little. I will have a lot more if I had marked some more at the beginning, because I know I saw some at the beginning, but I do not know where I saw them, and now I'm regretting it because I could have lots of Allthemodium right now and I could be fully stacked with it. Well, moving on to number 8. Now I'm inside and I'm gonna talk about something very important in Minecraft: storage. So you may be tempted to make like your storage room like you normally would. Open a big space, take your chest, maybe stack them like this, just to, okay, these ones were not connected, but yeah, maybe stack them like this, put them side by side so you have large chests, and then put some on top. And with the reinforced chest that you can make with this mod, you even can make some cool looking chests that have more storage, like this one, diamond chest. Look, all the storage it has, and that's a small chest. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But what if I tell you that's not the best way to go? Because let's be honest, chests are annoying. You make your large storage room, and even if you tag them and put some labels and put some item frames and organize everything neatly and tightly, with this amount of mods, let's remember, this is all the mod 7. It has 326 mods. Imagine how many amount of items you have to categorize and classify and move around. It's too much. So yeah, you will need to make like a super big storage to manage everything. So don't do that. Make a refined storage. Look like this. It will look like this. Is this a blue crafting grid? This is where the thing with what you access the storage that you have. But actually, the things that stores everything is the disk drive. This thing, the disk drive, has some disk, and all your items that normally will be hard to get and unavailable to you because you need to gonna click some chests and you do not know what it has. Now they're stored here digitally, and as you can see, we have 95,000 and a half items, and this thing is only 29% full. Yeah, of course, to get to this point of storage capacity, you need to make some progress. But I feel like this has a snowballing effect that no many other mods have, because when you make this crafting grid and when you make the thing that I'm gonna make in the next episode, the auto crafters. Right here, we can see we have the auto crafters. When you make this, the auto crafters, you're gonna be set to do a lot of stuff you need to make in this mod. Because let's say I want to make a copper hammer, for example. I have lots of copper hammers, but let's make another one, for example. Instead of having to look through the sources and then put in a crafting table, you just press a button. And it's set up. And you can keep crafting. You can keep crafting and throwing it in. And you don't have to mess with moving things around in your inventory and having to manage everything. Just craft stuff and move on. And do the things that you actually want to make and not just become a storage management simulator that sometimes Minecraft can become. So yeah, refine storage. Just do it. And do it as early as possible. Because even if you make one of these 1K storage disk that doesn't hold that many items, even that 1K storage, it's pretty good. The only thing that I would recommend making earlier than the refined storage is this, an oak rower. That's from functional storage. So yeah, the oak rower is pretty cool, and it's actually not that hard to make. But if we're talking for beefy storage, refined storage is pretty cool. I know there is another bot that actually you can make other types of storage that works kind of similar. But the one I have been using is refined storage, and it's working a charm. It's working like a charm. So yeah, I recommend refined storage a lot. Let's move on to the next one. Now that we talk about lots of stuff, you may be a little bit overwhelmed because there's a lot of stuff you can make, and you know what to do, where to go, what to make of everything you can make in this mod. But thankfully, the guy that is compiling, or guys that are compiling this mod pack, are actually pretty cool guys, and they made the quests. These quests I didn't know existed at the beginning. Thankfully, I didn't move past the first episode before starting to use them, because they are crazy useful. They're not going to explain exactly how everything works and how all the mods do the things that they do, but they're going to help you getting started by doing exactly that quest line, the getting started quest line. So yeah, I would recommend, extremely recommend, that in the first thing you do in Minecraft all the mods, it's start the quest lines. The first getting started quest line, then the getting started part 2, and this is gonna branch out. And it's gonna send you all over the place to all the other quest lines, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. And you're gonna feel like the endless sea of possibilities that this mod pack brings are cool. and not an overwhelming mess that is gonna ruin your life. So, yeah, quests. Simple, but very, very, very useful. Now, before getting to the number 10, I'm gonna make an honorable mention. No, it doesn't have to do uh, with the villagers. Yeah, maybe that was misleading, but I decided to use this place because I haven't used it in this episode. The Just Enough Items. Just Enough Items mod is very powerful. And obviously, everyone knows that you can see everything here. 118 pages of items that you can examine and see what they do right there. But that's not the only thing that I feel like you should know about the or Just Enough Items. You should also know about the basic keybinds and settings that you can use to use this thing more and take advantage of it. Let's say, for example, you want to make this a reactor glass. I made a reactor in the last episode, so maybe you remember what this is used for. And you don't know how to make it. So how are you gonna find it? Well, you can actually just look for it, reactor glass. But let's say that you're even in a simpler level in which you cannot look for it because you do not know what to look for. Well, in that case, you can just use the mod tag. As you can see before reactor class, it says bigger reactors. That's the mod tag, and you put the @ and then put the mod name. You can actually find everything that is related to that mod. And now it doesn't become that overwhelming looking for the stuff that you need. And here you're gonna be able to see everything that you're gonna use for that exact mod. As you can see, here is it, the reactor glass. But there's another thing also. Let's say, for example, you're gonna make a reactor. Let's get far into that idea. Well, you're gonna need to make lots of this stuff. So you craft a reactor glass, then you put it, and then you come back, and then you have to put @ again and write bigger reactors to find the big reactor things. But you can do it much easier if you just bookmark the things that you're gonna craft. Right here I have the reactor glass. You can mark it with A as the default keybind. I have here reactor coolant manifold. I don't use that, but let's say we're gonna use it. The reactor power tab, the reactor casing. You can mark everything, every single thing that you're gonna need. Let's mark a lot of stuff. You can mark it even directly from there. And now I have everything here that I'm gonna need to make for making my reactor. Now I don't have to look for it. It's right here, conveniently placed for me, so I can use it. And that's very, very cool. Also, other thing that I want to mention. You can actually remove the bookmarks by just hovering over them and pressing A again and then on the page where they are bookmarked. Another thing I want to say is that the default keybind to see a recipe is R. You hover over an item and you press R. And as you can see, we're looking at how you can craft a chest. But you can actually also see what some items are used for or are useful for. Cobblestone, you craft it like this. There's a lot of options. But you can actually also see what you can craft with cobblestone. If you right click on the item, it's gonna take you to a page where it shows you all the uses it has. Because we're talking about cobblestone, it has an insurmountable amount of uses. Just in the crafting table page, the crafting table tab, we're talking about 26 pages. So yeah, you can see what you can do with that. That was very useful to me for making prismarine. I didn't know where to get prismarine because I haven't found an ocean temple. So I looked. Oh, hey, I want prismarine. Let's see what can I do with it. So I was looking to this blog, blah 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 blah, and then I saw that prismarine could be created by bulk hunting, which is something about the create mode. So yeah, don't underestimate the value of using the just enough items menu. Also, for going back pages, for going to what you were doing before, just press delete. That's the easier way to do it. So you don't have to like get out completely and then look for the thing you need to do. So yeah, just enough item. Honorable mention, very honorable because it's very useful. Let's get into the last one, number 10. Okay, now I'm at base. I'm at base because the thing that you need for, well, the thing that I wish I knew how to make before I started playing Allthemodium 7 is all of this. This mechanism setup. You can actually make this kind of setup with other mods, but basically this thing, what it does is that it processes all the ores that come from here and they get doubled. This is empty because I emptied it, but as you can see right here, I have 14,000 copper ingot, like 700 zinc, and 164 silver, 176 tin, lots of ores, but I haven't been getting a crazy amount of ores. But where am I getting them from? Well, I'm getting them from the mining dimension. You use an ender chest. Let me take that ender chest and put it right there. Ender chest. Here it goes. Ender chest. Let me take our ore so we can see how it gets sent and it gets processed. No, chunk. Yeah, silver chunk. Chunk loader? No, this is a silver chunk, right? Iridium chunk. So yeah, we go to the mining dimension, the teleport part for the mining dimension you make with Allthemodium. So you're following the quest steps. It's gonna be pretty easy to find out how to use it. The mining dimension is pretty useful because it's like a flat world, but it's very, very deep. So you can make some crazy quarries here with the RF Tools mod. And the RF Tools mod is actually not that expensive. Yeah, you're gonna need Allthemodium to make your first builder, but once you make it, you can set it up in a way that this builder gets placed here, and you place the ender chest above it, and then you just put the iridium chunk or the chunk that you want to send right there, and it's gonna be sent to the other side. I don't know why that one is on the side. It's not being sent because I didn't put the ender chest on the other side. I'm trolling, but yeah, as you can see, I made a quarry here, a very, very big quarry, and I have been getting a crazy amount of resources from that. That's the reason why I have a ginormous amount of copper that I haven't found something useful for it. This shot looks very sad, and that's because this episode has ended. So yeah, guys, that was it for today. 10 things I wish I knew before starting playing Allthemodium 7. I hope this was useful for you guys that are gonna be starting playing Allthemodium 7. It's a pretty cool mod pack. It can be overwhelming at times, but I can assure you can have lots of fun with it. So that's something I think you can also make a point in saying that it's also a thing I wish I knew. I wish I knew that being overwhelmed in this mod, even with Minecraft experience, it's pretty easy. So don't worry about it and just enjoy the ride. See you in the next one. Bye bye.